Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is many a true nerd, and welcome back to Democracy 3 with Democracy 3 Kill Everything. Yes, this is something I've been meaning to do for a little while, an attempt to play Democracy 3, the political simulator decision up, and see how far I can wipe out my own country. I've always wanted to try this, could be very good fun. So to be honest, it would be grossly unfair for me to try and blow up another country before I actually dealt with my own country. So let's start off with Great Britain, which right now has a population of just north of 63 million, or rather did at the time that this game was made. The most recent figures available at the time were indeed July 2012, so it's probably a little bit high now. But we're starting from July 2012, 63 million people. I'm going to try and get that as low as possible over the course of my term. So welcome to Democracy 3, for those of you who haven't seen it before. It might look a little bit intimidating, but it's actually quite simple once you get used to it. Basically, all of those little bubbles represent different policies. If they're blue, that generally means that we're doing fairly well. If they're red, that means either they're bad or they're causing problems, and we should probably pay attention to them at some point. Meanwhile, all the people in the middle are different types of voters. Though to be honest, they're more like voter leanings because someone can belong to multiple different categories. So for example, if you're retired right now in the UK, you're very, very happy because the policies are suiting you. But if you are a trade unionist, you're unhappy because the policies aren't suiting you. If you want to see how things interact, you just hover over things and you will see, for example, the retired are very, very happy. The green things that feed into the retired are telling you what's making the retired people happy, and the red things are telling you what's making the retired people sad. If the things are moving fast, that means it's having a big impact. If it's moving slowly, that means it's having a small impact. So generous state pensions are having a really positive impact on the retired, whereas they're annoyed by those damned kids in their damn street gangs hanging around on street corners, unsurprisingly. Meanwhile, you can also hover over anything else too to see what's interacting with other things. So some of them can be very, very simple. So clean energy subsidies here is only being affected by energy subsidies and science funding, but it's having a small impact on GDP, on CO2 emissions and oil demand. However, if we go over to GDP itself, things start getting a lot more complicated. Huge number of things feed into GDP, and GDP affects a large number of things as well and poorly. So this all can get very, very confusing, but generally, it's pretty easy to keep on top of roughly what you're trying to do. You've got your income up there, how much you're making per every 3 months. This is divided into quarter years, and how much you're spending as well. So right now we're running a deficit of, oh bloody hell, £7.5 billion a quarter. Lovely. As well as your actual amount of debt. And finally, you've got your political capital, because changing things takes political capital, and that's basically a function of how competent your ministers are, though you can change them around at any point if you want to, though that kind of affects how the public view your competence. You shouldn't change that around too much. Now, the important business, killing everyone. So the way that we're going to kill everyone is basically we need to control 3 things. The birth rate needs to be stopped. We need no more new people because we can't accidentally have new people replacing the old ones. We're going to have to kill off people who are already here, and migration. We're going to have to stop people coming in, kick out the ones who are already here, or make sure that people who are already here choose freely to emigrate. We need to make sure all of those things happen. Okay, down here, health. Health strikes me as an excellent thing to start off doing. So what's the biggest impact on health? We need to make everyone as unhealthy as possible. And how are we going to do that using little political capital? Because I'm guessing abolishing the National Health Service is actually going to be quite tricky. Probably people in this country quite like the National Health Service. So we can lower... Oh, we can. We could lower that. And if we do lower that, then we'll also make... I'm going to solve the economic problems and kill everyone in one go. This is going to be the best country. All right, state health service needs to be life-threatening only. We've got 26 political capital, and we can spend the entirety of that capital simply, basically reducing the health service down to its minimum level. Right now, that's going to save us so much money. That's going to save huge amounts of money. I'm kind of sad we can't abolish it, but no, you can't actually cancel the policy. This is something you need to be really careful of in Democracy 3, by the way. When you make changes, if you say, I don't want those changes, and occasionally you'll click cancel. Cancel doesn't mean cancel the theoretical changes you just made and go back to the past screen. That means cancel the actual thing. One time I accidentally cancelled income tax. That causes problems for the economy, let me tell you, when you cancel income tax. So yes, we need to get rid of that. apply those changes. Yes, use that political capital. So I've used up all my political capital in one go, but I've got rid of the National Health Service. I should mention, by the way, one small problem that I'm going to have when people start dying in the millions is there is a small problem of security risks and intelligence briefings. People will try and assassinate me. I have actually left assassinations on. So I may at some point need to divert into just reinforcing security measures just to make sure I don't get myself shot. I need to actually survive this as well. Alright, move on. I've been voted into office and the first thing I've done is, by the way guys, we're abolishing the NHS. Oh. Sadly, cancelling the NHS is actually going to take a little while. There's a bit of a delay on that. Okay, so in that case, we need to find new ways to deal with this here. I think my political capital just went up. One of my ministers really liked the fact I just cancelled the National Health Service, you utter monster. Okay, so that's a good step forward for killing people. Ooh, but there's other ways we can kill people as well. So tobacco usage. If I could get more people smoking, they'd all die. And tobacco usage is primarily being negatively affected by tobacco tax. Well, I'd say let's cancel that then. That's not making that much money. And we've just made a load of money by cancelling the flipping NHS. So let's lower that. That doesn't require much political capital because lowering taxes never really requires much in the way of political capital. So, okay, so that's going to get tobacco usage going through the roof. Excellent. Health is also impacted by alcohol abuse. And alcohol abuse is being significantly fueled by alcohol consumption. Alcohol consumption, meanwhile, is being... alcohol consumption is being ever so... Well, actually, alcohol consumption is already pretty high. There's probably not much we're going to be able to do to alcohol consumption just by further lowering alcohol taxes, to be honest. That already feels like that's pretty damn high. Now, what about legal drug consumption? I'm assuming there is no legal drug consumption, because aren't narcotics illegal in this country right now? Though, speaking of which, that'll be an excellent way to kill some people and make some more revenue. Narcotics, currently outlawed, but there's no way we're going to be able to get that out this turn. Now let's dig into some new policy ideas and see what we can come up with. Oh, I got excited there for a second. I heard antibiotics banned. Like, yes, ban essential medicines, but no, it's just for flipping livestock. Well, that's boring. You know what, we're probably better saving up some political capital for next time, so we've got enough political capital. Though I can also see if I need to get rid of anyone. Actually, this is a pretty good team. Yeah, that's actually a really good team, all things considered. The foreign policy guy I could probably do with getting rid of, but everyone else seems relatively loyal and competent. The tax person is also not spectacular, but doesn't need to be got rid of just yet. I'll leave these guys for now, because they actually seem to be doing an alright job. Yes, that seems reasonable. Instead, we shall simply deal with the question of the day. So, stop and search. Demands from the police for the power to stop and search people on the street. Introduce the power valuable fight against crime. Ooh, but leave and change is a very dangerous move. Wide open to abuse on racial grounds. Further distance from the police. Good! Racial tensions and explosive violence will kill people and scare everyone off. Perfect, yes. So introduce those powers. Absolutely introduce the powers. Let's skip forward and we'll have saved up some political capital. Huzzah! Okay, first things first, let's make sure that nobody gets into this country. I want retina scans everywhere. No one's coming in here. We need to get this population as low as possible. That requires 18 to raise. Yep, let's get that going. Plus, I think some of the more conservative voters who don't really like me that much at the moment will probably like the fact I've just done that, though. Apparently, the Liberals aren't that keen. And on the plus side, if we further knacker health, if the health of the nation gets worse, immigration will go down. So not only are we killing more people, we're providing less incentives for people to actually show up. This is perfect. Though apparently the bloody Food Standards Agency is getting involved here. Well, Food Standards Agency, I think we will find we'll be taking care of you. That's a very easy thing to change because not many people care about the Food Standards Agency, so no one will mind when we just straight up... Actually, no, we don't even need to do that. We can straight up cancel this policy. We can get rid of the Food Standards Agency. Never mind just running it to an absolute minimum and keeping it... In fact, if there's none, how is it costing us £108 million a quarter? Who the bloody hell are we paying? We're just paying that cow to stand by and... No, cancel the policy. Yes, completely scrap this policy. No effects whatsoever. And now that literally disappears out of the thing. Perfect. That will be some money back. Okay, I think we need to save up some political capital again because some of the big changes I want to make right now are going to take a fair amount of capital to shove through. So, debt protection laws. Debt collection agencies have been in the news because of aggressive methods. Now, are we just talking breaking knees or are we actually talking murder right now? Because if we're talking murder, yeah, allow them to operate just in case. They might kill the odd person. Speaking of which, violent crime is probably going to be having a very positive effect on the murder rates in general, isn't it? And violent crime is being fed into by, racial tension. Alcohol consumption is good. Racial tension could probably be higher, but we have introduced stop and search. That should start going up over time. Alcohol law, we could liberalise that more, to be honest. Yeah, we could. Although, actually, no, I don't want to take the hit to the income. Right now, the income and the expenditure are relatively well balanced. What else could I do? I could cut the police. We could do that. Or we could do more to encourage organised crime. Organised crime could be, but I can't really cut the intelligence services. Because if I cut the bloody intelligence services, I'll probably get assassinated. Right, never mind. With a giant pile of political capital, I've been thinking about other ways that people end up killing other people. Guns! Guns kill people! Homicide rates in the US are massive. We need to get that over here. So, handgun laws, license required at the moment. No. I think we will find that we can, we can lower that pretty easily. So, I'd say we're going to put absolutely no limits on guns. Beautiful. Never mind even flipping no machine guns. No, have as many bloody machine guns as you want. This is going to go well. This is going to be perfect. There we are. I've used up pretty much all my political capital just saying guns for everyone. Would you believe the Liberals didn't like that? And I think it might be time to get rid of this guy. Yeah, the foreign policy chap is clearly just hopeless. Let's hire a new foreign policy guy. Ah, look at this guy. This lovely 4.8 guy who's giving me loads. And you, the tax woman, you're... Wait, do I not have enough? Oh, I only have enough for one. Never mind. We'll get rid of the tax woman next time, because I think she's not particularly effective. And if she was more effective, we presumably get more tax. And Britain's income is hugely dependent on tax. You see, the income tax is a huge part of our income. It's such a big part of the national income. So I need her to be as good as possible. We'll get rid of her later. Right, move on. Oh dear, it looks like everyone was upset that I fired that person. Alright, fine, we're going to have to shuffle the entire cabinet. Reshuffle the cabinet. Okay, that's better. Everyone is now up to 29 capital a turn. Everyone's nice and young and experienced and loyal. Though, admittedly, we now have much less capital for this turn, so I just need to find something good to do with that small amount of capital we do have. So, alcohol taxes are going to be lowered to... Yeah, alcohol is now tax-free. Enjoy your booze, lads. That is going to go absolutely fine. Okay, so let's check in how we're getting on over here. Immigration. Oh, we have utterly tanked immigration. Perfect. Okay, we've completely pretty much stopped all immigration into this country. That's perfect. Okay, narcotics. Perfect. Now this, we need to get up quite a bit. We need to, legalise absolutely all drugs. Legalise every single drug, no restrictions whatsoever. Everyone can do drugs. So now that we've legalised drugs, how long is it going to take, by the way? That's going to take, it's going to take a few turns to come into effect properly. Apparently it takes time to organise a drug trade. Now that's just going to feed into the legal drug consumption. And then once that's done, we can introduce some... Actually, let's do it now just because I'll forget about it later. So recreational drugs tax I can implement to get a bit of money. But I'm going to keep that pretty low, to be honest. How much is it? Right now, it's not going to make anything. I'll keep it low because I don't want it to be impacting the amount of drugs that are being done. I want people dying of drug use. But I want to make a little money off it because we do still have... Oh, we have a bit of a problem of income versus expenditure. Why is the income just dropping over time? Is it because I've kind of tanked GDP by taking incredibly stupid decisions that are generally screwing up the country? Possible. Possible. I think I'm slightly screwing up. Oh, never mind. We've got plenty of debt we can get into yet. Right, decision to make. Child labour laws. No. Send them under the looms. They might get their little hands caught. Would you believe parents weren't keen on that change? Never bloody mind. Expenditure's a little bit high at the moment relative to income, but bear in mind we do have the abolished health service coming in over time. That should actually start coming in soon. Like, apparently it takes a little bit of time to work through the system. Now, I could whack up tax to try and get people to emigrate, but if I did that... then I probably wouldn't actually be scaring off that many people. I'd just be scaring off a small number of high earners. That's not going to have a huge amount of impact, to be honest. I think what I might need to do is stoke some form of race war. If I could stoke a race war and then get the vigilante mobs going up, get the violent crime going up, that would work. So community policing potentially has a negative impact on racial tension. Well, we need to get rid of that then. And get rid of the community policing. Yep, cancel that entirely. We'll also be saving £2 billion a quarter. Perfect. So we've just got rid of the community policing, so that will get the racial tensions rising, which should have a positive impact on violent crime. Now, I'm going to leave everything else for the moment, because I've got a very important thing planned for next turn. So over in the policy ideas, I found something very, very useful. A one-child policy. Perfect. A measure of population control to keep overpopulation and related economic and social problems at bay. Reduces poverty, stabilises fertility. Parents and religious groups oppose. I'm honestly not sure the parents are particularly behind me anyway, to be honest. Implement that. Perfect. Now, how do we control this one-child policy? We have educational exceptions, no. Fees for second child. Mandatory sterilisation! Mandatory sterilisation for everyone who's had a child. That will get the birth rate down. If that doesn't get the birth rate down, I don't know what will. Perfect! You know what? I think that's more than enough for this particular 3-month period. We should probably just let the public, you know, have the rest of the 3 months off. People smuggling. Large number of people have been caught entering our country hidden inside cargo containers in an organised attempt at people smuggling. Criminals who masterminded the scheme have been arrested. There's debate as to whether those people... Oh, should we have more people or less people? Less people. Deport. It would appear that I've convinced 2 million people to join the Communist Party and 6.5 million people to join the Human Rights Society. That's over 10% of the population of Britain has now joined the Human Rights Society. Arguably, the whole mandatory sterilisation thing may not have been the most popular policy. In fact, I think my popularity... Yes, my current popularity as a party is indeed at 1%, which arguably means we're not looking great for the upcoming elections. Now, I think for the minute, I'm going to have to try and fix the bloody economy, because we are actually, yeah, losing nearly £50 billion every 3 months. Why are we bloody spending all this money? Okay, so we've got loads of money coming in through income tax and a fair bit of government borrowing. We need to get that government borrowing down. Meanwhile, child benefit? Oh, child benefit? We can get rid of all of that. We just need to get rid of all child benefit. Cancel it. Where's child benefit? Child benefit cost me £15 billion a quarter. I can cancel it for every 10 political capital. Yeah, cancel it. Boom. Nice. Now here's one way we could definitely start killing people if we just trash the entire planet, because that's feeding into an asthma epidemic. Well, that will surely kill some people sooner or later. Pollution controls are apparently... And clean energy subsidies too. Clean energy subsidies? I could... Yeah, how much are those costing me right now? 1.16 billion, not much. However, pollution controls, I'm going to guess if I were to... Oh, you can just lower those without any particular problem. No one cares about pollution controls. And pollution controls are having a very small impact. Our capitalists don't like us and they're hitting GDP. Well, let's cancel them then. Lovely. A new situation has developed. Drug addiction has now bloody shot through the roof. Lovely. Hard drugs are being traded freely on the streets. Yes, I know. I told them they could. It's fine. Health is definitely starting to decline over time as well. Oh, well, yeah, that drug addiction problem has caused a massive issue. Beautiful. Now, one more very important thing for the act of stopping more children being born. Abortion. If we just make abortion available on demand, that should reduce the number of children. Boom. There we go. That'll get the population down a bit. Oh dear. We've got a capitalist plot. Our intelligence network has identified a potentially serious plot by a number of wealthy industrialists to force the overthrow of the government. The plot seems to be in the early stages. We are not in a position to make arrests yet. It is clear that some capitalists consider it desirable to engineer a replacement for the current government. You should be cautious. Thanks for the advice, guys. Oh dear. Wait a minute. Ban alcohol adverts? No. This law's crazy. Either you have a ban on product or you do not. And we most certainly do not. Reject the ban. Right, okay, in that case, I would say we probably need to beef up our... Yeah, there's our intelligence services. We're going to need to beef these guys up. We can do that. Yeah, it doesn't cost that much more, but it will at least keep, hopefully... Yeah, it'll keep the trouble away. We'll keep an eye on those bloody capitalists. Now, as for the capitalists, we could probably do something to sort out the budget. What can we do to sort out the budget? State pensions! That's keeping old people alive. Lower that. To the... yeah, none. Apparently, we can't cancel the policy. We can reduce it to none. But none still costs 12 billion a year. But that's better than 40... Oh, yeah. That's going to basically solve the budget problem right there. And it can be implemented quite quickly. Excellent. Okay, that will help solve the problem. Now, what exactly is annoying the capitalists? Why are you so annoyed? I don't really think I've done much to annoy them, to be honest. Oh, they are actually impacted. Oh, it's just because I've tanked GDP in general. They're just annoyed because I've broken the country. It's not because I've actually, you know, been mean to them through taxes or anything. It's just that I've kind of broken the entire country. Got it. Oh dear, the capitalist plot is still there, but on the plus side, oh dear, there's a hostage situation. What's going on? A group of religious extremists have taken some hostages at gunpoint. I probably shouldn't have allowed all the guns into the country. Yeah, this is probably, I've brought this on myself, and are threatening to kill them unless demands regarding foreign policy are not met. The demands they make are not that extreme. It might be dangerous to be seen to negotiate. Give in to the demands. No, send in the police. Hopefully people will be killed on both sides. Done. Beautiful. On the plus side, the number of vigilante mobs is at an all-time high, which is good. The game wants to know if I'd like to spend money and political capital creating human cloning labs that would create more humans. No. No, I don't think so. I can legalise prostitution, though. That seems like a good way of increasing money. The capitalists will like it. It's basically just, I'm introducing a whole new free market into Britain right now. Bloody capitalist plot still there, but hasn't got too dangerous yet. And oh dear, it would appear that the loyalty of my ministers may be catastrophically low right now. I may need to go and fix that quickly. Income has overtaken expenditure. I've fixed the country. Yep, everyone's looking a little bit flimsy. Get rid of everyone. We'll bring them back in later. Okay, I suspect we've done pretty much all we can to sort out the country and its problems and so forth. Oh, good old one-child policy with mandatory sterilisation. I think that's still coming in at the moment. It takes a little while to come through. I probably now need to do some stuff to make people happier, because everybody hates me. So as far as I can tell, there's 2 easy ways I can get everyone to love me. I could cut some taxes. Surely taxes just got to feed into literally everyone. No, interestingly, it doesn't. Everyone is supposed to... Crime. If we can just get... How's crime looking? Crime is quite high right now. Right, if we can get crime down, then that would potentially help. Where's the police? Good news, lads. You're now getting maximum funding. That doesn't even cost that much. Yeah, we can afford that. Maximum police. Maximum security cameras. Maximum jails. And we're also going to ever so slightly lower income tax. Beautiful. Yeah, let's just give everyone a very slight tax cut. I'm probably about to slightly sink the economy, but we're very close to an election, so there's a very good chance it won't be me cleaning it up. There we are. Apply those changes. Capitalists will bloody love that. Do I want to ban fox hunting? Yes, but only if I can replace it by foxes hunting humans, because that kind of works for me. So hopefully that'll have a positive impact on a few people, but I'm slightly worried I've also destroyed the economy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cancel the military. Ceremonial only. Perfect. And I can use that to fund better education. Where's the state education funding? Give me some state education funding here. Yeah, just ramp it up. Ramp it up. It's 100% popular with voters. Everyone likes education spending. Then just say education 3 times, look sincere, and wiggle your hands about. It'll all work out. Uh-oh. Oh, it's the election. Oh, dear. So, let's see what's about to happen in the election, then. Opposition to... Do we get any votes? I think I've just got 0 votes. No, wait, no, we got 63,000 votes. Oh. Why didn't you people vote for me? Why wouldn't you have come out? Who actually voted for me? A very tiny number of the self-employed and a very small number of the youth. I feel like potentially some of the policies here may have been slightly... I demand a recount. Wait a minute, those numbers are... Looks like they're pretty much unchanged, which doesn't make sense because I put a lot of... Hang on, I need to go check something. Sadly, ladies and gentlemen, I've just gone and checked and I have made a tragic discovery, which is in Democracy 3 there is actually population stasis. Everyone is functionally immortal. The population is actually static and cannot change, tragically. Which also creates the rather odd problem, which is if you encourage immigration and immigrants therefore come into your society and the population of the immigrants goes up, all that happens is that everyone else's population has to go down. So immigrants are sort of converting people. I guess maybe you could kind of justify as like, as more immigrants come in, more British people emigrate because they don't like the number of immigrants or something. But yeah, unfortunately, no matter what you do, you can't actually encourage population growth, which is very odd because like in a political simulation, what you do with the population to control population or allow it to explode through unlimited migration, that's a really big part of the political process. One of the big things that's held a lot against some of the previous British governments is that some people say there was too much immigration, so population rose too quickly, yet that completely isn't actually factored into Democracy 3. So, that is a shame. We did our best, but little did we realise that the British people are apparently a nation of immortal superhuman supermen who, no matter what you do to them, even if you take away their hospitals and their pensions and fill them full of booze and drugs and prostitutes, no matter what happens, apparently they persevere. So let this video be a monument to the indomitable spirit of Britain. And on that bombshell, ladies and gentlemen, I've been John, this has been Many a True Nerd, and rule Britannia, Britannia rules the waves. In Democracy 3, we apparently aren't actually able to kill anything. Thank you very much, and goodbye. Just got to weaken the base of this a little bit more. Yes! Yes! Good news, I'm protecting you! Alex Mason, the man who can literally run as fast as a speeding truck. This game is basically just badasses don't look at explosions the game, isn't it? Oh!